Hello there peeps! I am so excited to be doing my first tutorial today with Reminisce, and what we're going to be making is a Christmas tree using the wish list papers, the back side with the cute little reindeers on it and the holly. This is the back side of the wish list paper. We will also be using some die cut stickers in which we're going to decorate the layers of the tree. You will need a punch. Doesn't matter what punch you want to use, but this is the punch I'm going to be using. A stapler with lots of staples. A cone of some sort. I found this craft type cone in which I'm going to be using today. Some ink, which I'm going to use pine needle distress ink to distress the edges. And we will also need some paint in which we're going to paint the bottom and the top of the tree. Now here's a tree that I made using the Dear Santa paper. And as you can see, I painted the bottom here so that when you're looking through the holes of the punch that you can tell, you can't tell that it's this craft colored cone. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers to your tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I created the bottom row, and then we're just going to repeat that exact same process for each layer on the tree. So here are my 2 sheets of 3.5-inch paper. I'm going to flip those over, and we're just going to run some adhesive, helps if you hold it right, some adhesive down the side, and we're just going to attach these 2 pieces of paper together. And there you have it. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to use our punch, and we're going to punch all the way down the length of this paper. So you go on ahead and do that, and I'll be back once I get them all punched. Alrighty, so here we have our 5 pieces of the layers for our tree. And the next thing that we're going to do is, just so that it will have a little bit of definition and depth to the tree, what I want to do is I'm going to take some pine needle distress ink, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to color the edges of the tree. And then that way, so when it lays against the next layer of the paper, you can see the definition. And you'll be able to see the beautiful punch work at the bottom of your paper. Okay, I have returned from inking all the edges of my 5 pieces of paper here that have been punched. And now what I want you to do is I want you to take the 3.5-inch and the 2 3/4-inch sheets of paper, and we're going to put the rest of them aside. Alright, so now we're going to pull out our sticker sheet, and I love these strips, so what we're going to do is we're just going to peel off a piece from our strip, and above the punched area, the punched edge, what we're going to do is we're going to just add this sticker sheet. And then we'll get another one. It's going to take 2 per strip of paper. What should we use next? How about we use Merry Christmas? Okay, now let's see, we have a little bit extra here that I'm just going to trim off. And there we have our 2 sheets with our sticker strips on them. Let me get rid of these sticker sheets. Okay, so now we begin the folding and the stapling process. Your first piece with the 3.5-inch your first piece with the 3.5 width sheet of paper, what we're going to have is we want to end up with a 10-inch folded pleated sheet. So basically how I do that is let's get the stapler ready, is I just place a fold, and I don't want to fold it all the way. I want to kind of leave this, a little loose and open. So we're just going to take our stapler and staple it right here. And we're just going to repeat this process. Now we want to keep these pleats kind of close together. And I would say I'm probably doing about a 1/2 inch apart. Okay, so we're just going to keep pleating, folding, stapling. And this has a little extra from our strip, so we'll just cut that off. And here we have a 10-inch piece. Got a little curvy to it, but that's okay because we're actually going around a round object. So it's actually easier to have a little bit of a curve going on. Okay, so that is going to be our first layer. Now, I tried multiple kinds of different adhesives to find out which adhesive would work the best to make this stick. And about the only one that I really found that worked the best was Red Line. So we're going to take our Red Line tape. And if anybody has a trick on how to get this to get this Red Line tape off, the red line part, please let me know. I love this stuff, but boy, it can be beastly. If it puckers while you're adding this, it's okay, because it's all just going to get covered up when we add the paper. All right, so we're going to cut this piece off. Maybe this will be my lucky day, and I'll get that to peel right off first time. And by golly, look at that, it is. So we're going to peel the red tape off, and then we're going to take our pleated paper and we're just going to adhere it onto our tree. And I found that the smaller that your pleats are, the easier this goes together. Alright, so we're at the end and we've got a little bit left over, but in order to make this a nice end, we're just going to kind of cut this piece right here. Cut that off. Just wrap that little piece right around. And let's kind of adjust the first pleat that we have. Take our tape runner and run it down this edge right here. And there you have the first layer to your tree. So you are just going to continue this process, the pleating and the adhering, and the pleating and the adhering. And I will come back and show you how I finished off the top of the tree. Okay, so after putting my first layer on, I can see that it's a little poofy. So basically now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm just going to kind of press down on the pleats, kind of just flatten them out a little bit, and that will cause it to lay just a little bit flatter. Not going all the way down to the bottom because I still want that nice little soft ruffled look.